Exercise snacks? What the heck is that? Well, when I first heard the term, I thought exercise snack is something that you eat when you're exercising or right after. Not at all. Exercise snacks is a hot new trend for 2023 where a lot of people are starting to do exercise snacks if they have a very hectic lifestyle where they're not getting their fitness in. So, what is exercise snacks? Well, it's basically a micro workout or a fitness bite, a little small bite that lasts anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes, and it's achievable during the day, during your normal schedule, maybe at work, especially when you're prolonged activity of sitting or sedentary lifestyle. So for office people especially, this is a big one. Now, me in the pharmacy, sometimes I might do some stretching, but it's a little bit more difficult, and I'm moving quite a bit, but this is a really good thing. I'm going to go through and talk about why exercise snacks are such a great idea. They're going to I'm having trouble talking today. They're going to improve your physical health overall because you're improving your cardiovascular health, you're improving some of your muscle tone, and these brief moments of exercise, if you want to call it that, which they are, they're going to help with weight management, maybe reduce some chronic disease, and maybe diabetes and obesity because you're burning a little bit during the day, especially if you go, several of these throughout the day, these microbursts of 10 minutes, you're burning calories and you're getting some tone, so it's cool. Now, here's the other important thing about exercise snacks. It's really gonna help your mental clarity and focus. This is big, especially if you're in a sedentary job and you're sitting. It's really gonna help give you a break from that blue screen, especially if you work on a blue screen all day, right? It can really help with your clarity and focus going forward if you take a break and do some of the stress reduction. Without a doubt, it's going to help with that. Anytime you can burn anything at all to get some away from the stress, any physical activity, because you get endorphins that are released during stress. To counter that, exercise releases endorphins, which is kind of like, if you want to make it simple, it's an opioid-like thing that gives you a sense of well-being. So endorphins are awesome. I don't know if you ever heard about the runner's high. When somebody runs a lot, they have that buzz afterwards. That's endorphins. Increased energy levels, of course, because you're instead of reaching for a cup of coffee, a lot of times you're going to do these microbursts. You're going to do this micro exercise snack. You're going to get a burst of energy, and of course your mobility, mobility and flexibility is going to go up. So that's huge. So what are some of the pros? Then we're going to do some cons. We're going to wrap this up. The pros of incorporating exercise snacks, of course, they're time efficient. So if somebody says, I can't get my workout in when I got to work because it's dark or it's cold. Well, this is time efficient. You can get these in during the day and anywhere, of course, if within reason, but you can get these in during the day, so it's time efficient. They're easy to integrate into your daily routine, especially if you're at work. You can usually kind of find a place to do that and some people, even when they're waiting for a cup of coffee at the break room, they could do some squats, they could do all kinds of things. So you got a chair, you can do some back presses on the chair while you're waiting there. Variety. With exercise snacks, you're getting a lot of variety of things to do for muscle tone and cardio. It really breaks up the boredom. Improved consistency. If you're being consistent doing these exercise snacks during the day, you're going to probably be more consistent with your exercise program overall. Absolutely. Better overall health. That's a no-brainer. We don't have to get into that. You know why. You're not just sitting there eating sugar or eating Doritos, right? So the cons of incorporating exercise snacks. I think this is one of the things that I would wonder about, and that is limited intensity. I'm a believer that you need 150 minutes a week in mild to moderate, but more like moderate to vigorous. But 150 minutes a week is kind of like a starting point. But the cardiovascular benefits are there at 150, but when you get up to 300 minutes, which is pretty much an hour, 6 days a week, then it's much higher, the results that you get. But 150 is good. So if you think about it, if you got some of these 10-minute things in 5 days a week, at 30 minutes a day, so maybe 3 sessions of 10 times 5, there you go. You hit it. You hit your 150. So risk of overuse. Some people get into this so much, these small exercise snacks, that they really push themselves and they get some injuries. So you got to be careful that you have some what they call recovery time, especially if you're doing push-ups and stuff. You got to have some recovery. So be careful. I don't think you're going to have a problem, but it's possible. Lack of structure. So a lot of times this is really not a whole exercise program. This is just something you're throwing together It can be more structured, but it's really important to have a well-rounded program for exercise that includes cardio, strength training, and then cross-training, doing different things. So it's kind of not there in that respect unless you're really good at coming up with some exercises to get those during your exercise snacks. Potential distraction. It's kind of tough to do some of these in the office, okay? So you're going to have to probably find a place to do some of them. Maybe duck behind a counter, do your push-ups or your sit-ups or whatever. But again, I mean, you can do some things like leg lifts for your calves just by standing there and lifting your legs. So there's a lot of things you can learn. And I would definitely go online and take a look at something. I'm going to put some things on my blog about where you can go to look at some exercise snack activities that you can do at work. Limited skill development. They might help with your, basic, give you some basic things. But as far as preparing you for some sports or some more intense activities, probably not. So they're a little bit limited in your skill development. But here's the thing. I love the idea of exercise snacks. I think it's smart, and I think the benefits outweigh any disadvantages that are limited. I just think it's going to be a good stepping stone if you're just starting to get into it, and maybe you're already into an exercise program and you want to keep yourself on track, especially the days that you can't exercise. This is a thing. So hope that helps, and until next video podcast, stay strong, stay healthy, and really think